Hello and welcome to Tonalist Paintings by M Francis McCarthy. This is your painter in residence, M Francis McCarthy. You can call me Mike if you like, or Michael, or Mud. The study we're doing today is Approaching Weather. This is the study. It's a 5x7. And as promised from last week, I am showing you a very recent painting. I would have probably completed this last month, I think. Although my dating's sort of off because, I don't know, I may have done the study actually way back in June or even May. But the large version that we're going to see would have been significantly later, and that was because of the 100 Days of Tonalism project that I was working on. This is a very sort of unique painting for me in that this is one of those super specific types of trees that I don't usually like to paint. I like things that are a little more generic in feeling, but I don't know, it worked out. I'm pretty happy with both the study and the larger painting here, and one of the reasons why I wanted to go share it with you guys was this reflects a lot of the study, I think, to some degree, but really the larger piece reflects a lot of how I'm working these days, especially with the dry brush. And I'm of two minds with the dry brush. It's like part of me wants to do these paintings really quick and immediately, and then part of me wants to have a really good finish to things and a really good polish to things, and I'm constantly oscillating between those two different directions. And we all got our crosses to bear as artists, and that is mine. But ultimately, I spent probably 2012, 2013 trying to get the sort of effects I wanted very immediately and quickly, and this is where I've ended up at. So what I try and do with the dry brush is I try and just soften things by pulling that brush across the surface in a very light and delicate way. So it's not like I'm going in with another whole row of brush strokes, which is normally what I do in my third or second painting. What do I call that? Basically, my second stage, second color stage. And I would go in with lots of strokes, but these days it's, in a lot of ways, I'm trying to keep the freshness of that first layer and just sort of modify and sort of smooth out the rough patches, was still keeping that freshness. So yeah, sorry to ramble on, but this is what dry brushing means to me, and you'll see it in some of it on today's, but you'll certainly see it more in the next piece. Let's see, we could talk about my day-to-day. My computer at work has decided to give up the ghost. It's, I think, the video card, and it's a real bummer because I like to listen to blog, podcasts and videos on YouTube and things while I work. And that's I've got this old laptop working right now, which likes to just turn off for no reason at all. So that's what I've been going through. And the other thing that I've been sort of experimenting with was I've been using a digital frame for my reference for about the last 6 or 7 months. I'd started actually using that, I think, with 100 Days, which is pretty much back in February or so. So it's been 3/4 of a year. What I like about it is it gave me really good saturated colors, and it was a lot more reasonable than having to print things out. So it's worked out well. But the only thing is the frame I've been using, the digital frame I've been using, although it has very nice rich colors, is sort of small, and I've been thinking it'd be nice to have something bigger. And today I actually hooked up my monitor I was using on that computer, discovered it had a USB plug-in. It basically functions as a giant digital frame, so we're going to be experimenting with that, and maybe I'll let you guys know how it goes. This will be an instance where the reference was far bigger than the paintings I'm doing, but you know, this is going to be sort of, I can tell, a time of change for me. I'm going to be, you know, moving it to a better video camera. That's what I'm getting for Christmas from my wife, so that's going to be pretty cool, and that's going to make better quality videos. The camera I've been using now is a Handycam by Sony. It's a 220, and it does an okay job. You know, it doesn't really, there's quite a lot of noise, and it sort of helps that it's sped up, and also I'm not loading up the highest resolution here on YouTube, but you know, I got larger versions of these files and that are at a speed that's only double speed, and at some point in time, as I've mentioned in the past, I'd like to post those online, and so that people had access to that. And you know, I've just always been personally, even when I was very young, and I'm sure most of you that are artists or feel the same, you know, certain fascination with the process of how artwork gets done. And these days with the technology, it's pretty easy to record that and to share it online with the entire world. So I can see I'm getting some pretty good hits on that blog, and I really appreciate you guys coming and checking my stuff out. And you know, it's good to share, and it's good to put your stuff out there. And if you are an artist, hopefully you're getting something from it, in the way of if not just, you know, knowing what tonalism is about, but getting to see how this particular artist goes after it. Anyway, I can see we're getting close to the end of the video, and I'd like to thank you for joining me. This is, I think it's the 5th one in our series, Tonalist Paintings by M Francis McCarthy, which is a follow-up to the 100 Days of Tonalism, which is, you know, most of what's on the blog at this point. At some point, you know, we'll be into another year, another 100 posts. Only difference is it'll be me doing my own stuff. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you Friday or Saturday for the larger version of Approaching Weather, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to see more of my work, you can go to landscapepainter.co.nz. There's a bunch of stuff there. And like I said, we'll see you on the weekend. Meanwhile, take good care and stay out of trouble.